Welcome, Aquarius, to your March 2021 tarot reading. This is going to be for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Some of you were intuitively guided to the channel or to the reading. You don't know why. You're not sure if you even have Aquarius in your chart. Don't worry about it. I feel like your guides direct you here if there's messages for you. So thank you for paying attention to your intuition. Some of you are checking on an Aquarius, and if that's the case, remember your guides know that, so you will probably receive messages yourself. So, welcome everyone. We're going to go ahead and begin. We're going to start with the Mother Mary deck. This is our Oracle deck, which is really one of my favorites. Everything's pre-shuffled, by the way. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So we'll take a card or two right now, and then we will, could you see how that just kind of lifted itself out of there? And then we'll read it from the book at the end of the reading, and I'm telling you, you guys, many of you already know, but I feel like they apply so much to the reading. So we have honesty. Honesty. Interesting. I just did a personal reading, and this was the card. So I find it kind of interesting that, here it comes again. Honesty. I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. So we'll see. Let's go ahead and bring in the Tarot of Dreams. We'll put honesty right over there. Give it a couple shuffles. Let's give them a cut. And let's begin. I like how your cards are just like lifting right out of the towel. We have the Ace of Swords. It was in reverse, so we'll remember that. But I'm not going to put them in reverse. Ace of Swords, it's funny that you have the energy of honesty from Mother Mary, and then the Ace of Swords, that's really what it's about. We have the Three of Cups. Whoa. We have the Five of Wands. Definitely looks like someone is searching for the truth here about something. We have the Page of Coins, which, the page is all about gaining knowledge. The page is, how do I want to say, is gaining knowledge to make his or her physical world strong, right? Wants to gain a strong foundation about something. We have the King of Pentacles, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Some of you may be questioning this king. We have the Four of Cups coming under the Three of Cups. Interesting. We have the King of Swords. So, it could be you, Aquarius, another Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Do that Five of Wands. Kind of ties you directly into that Five of Wands. And then we have the Palace of Wands. Palace of Wands, I feel like someone's trying to build a strong foundation for themselves. And there may be someone else in the picture where you're questioning maybe their integrity. Maybe, you're questioning if they're being honest with you about something. I can't help but see the Three of Cups in between the Five of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So for some of you, this could be, wanting to know that someone is being true to you. Five of Wands puts both people in this situation in a mirroring type, ego type energy. So there could have been arguing, but this is about resisting each other. But with the Page of Coins at the end, and listen, the Page of Coins that moves into the King of Coins, King Pentacles. This could certainly talk about at a younger time, right? When someone was younger, this is the situation we found ourselves in. Wanting someone to be honest. It may have been them wanting you to be honest, or both. Because with the Five of Wands, again, it's like resisting each other. However, in that Five of Wands, we're mirroring each other, so we're very much alike in this energy. Palace of Wands, it's great energy. It's about living in, you know, um, your passionate state. Now, we have to look at the shadow and the light of it, right? So the shadow of it can certainly be a lot of ego energy, or, and I don't mean just you, or you at all. I don't know yet. But in a way, I kind of feel like, again, we have mirroring energy, and I am tying you directly into that Five of Wands. Some of you, I do feel like this was a past, like in the past. And I don't know, is this person showing up again and you're wondering, are they going to be honest with me? Have they grown? Have they matured? So the Palace of Wands is about you living your true desires. Page of Coins over that is almost like this is what you're learning. You're learning to move into the Palace of Wands. Palace of Wands, the palace is like the atmosphere of where you're already in or ultimately will be in. So I feel like you're kind of searching for this, though. In a way, you're in it. Well, let's keep going. Let's get our last four cards out. Okay, we have the Two of Swords. So I am questioning this king. It's coming right under the king. The Two Swords, is about making a decision about something, but I have a blindfold on. Just look at her. Look at the image on the card. It's kind of tearing me apart, right? I don't know what to do. Okay. And underneath that, we have the Strength card, card of Leo. Certainly could mean a Leo for some of you, but the Strength card is the ability to overcome. Overcome what? Our inner beast. Being an air sign as you are, it can mean, and this can be any sign because I'm a Virgo and I can certainly overthink something, and I have to be aware of that. So the Strength card is about taming the beast from within. It's your own beast. Don't be insulted by that word, but it's just what I feel, especially with this card. But what does it do? It ultimately allows you to gain the strength that you're looking for. So I feel like some of you is overcoming maybe even a doubt system, right? Wow, your cards are just coming out so nicely. We have the Knight of Pentacles, nice. We have the Seven of Swords, not so nice. And then look at this, we have the Ace of Wands. So for some of you, I feel like this may be a restart with someone. Now, it doesn't have to be love, right? It doesn't have to be love. But I definitely feel like you're wondering if you can trust someone else's energy, especially with the Seven of Swords here. I kind of like the Seven of Swords coming at the very end here because the Seven is about spiritual completeness. So someone may have been on that journey. We have the Ace of Wands moving into that Palace of Wands. So that tells me many of you really haven't reached the ultimate energy of the Palace of Wands. And again, that's your desires. That's your passions, right? Some of you are still trying to figure out what it is, what am I truly passionate about in life? What can I truly bring into my world? Page of Coins, it's kind of a laid back energy, to be honest. But again, I'm building my foundation through the Page of Coins. I kind of feel like this king, and we'll clarify these to go a little deeper, because this king is also attached to this palace. So this could, and then the question is right below him. But let's look at this Knight of Pentacles. First of all, we have We have the Page, we have the King. I'm sorry, we have the Page, we have the Knight, and then we have the King. We'll see if the Queen comes out. But the Knight talks about a pentacle that's coming into your physical world. This is something that's tangible. This is something you can touch, you can smell, that type of thing. Coming into your physical world, I have to tell you, it feels like almost like a reward for allowing yourself to overcome, and this could be your thought system. I kind of understand why, because I do feel that there's a feeling of, will someone be true to me? I'm feeling this like more in the past. So some of you may be going through this right now. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Four of Pentacles on the bottom. A lot of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, that can be about your homestead, your home. Four of Pentacles can also be resistant energy. Almost like I don't want to, I'm closing the gate to my home off. It's where I feel protected, right? Look at that with the Five of Swords under that. Interesting. With the Five of Swords under that, it talks about, I feel like for some of you, it's toxicity in the home. Queen of Swords underneath that. So, it does, there's some toxicity in the home. It's at the bottom of the deck, so this is hopefully what we're overcoming. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the Gilded Tarot. Give it a couple shuffles, and let's go a little deeper. I want to know why you're questioning this king. It's interesting that the Knight of Wands is coming right out of that Seven of Swords energy. Normally, this is energy that is tricky, untrustworthy. At least it feels that way. It could have been of the past, but the Knight of Pentacles is coming out of that energy with the Ace of Wands over it. So I do feel like this is something that, the ability to overcome it in whatever direction that means. So we'll find out what. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Let's look at this Ace of Swords. So, I feel like, if nothing else, this Ace of Swords is bringing to you a sense of truth over a situation. What does that say in the bottom? I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. I am in touch with my true feelings. Now, if I'm in touch with my true feelings, that means this blindfold needs to come off in the Two of Swords, right? It needs to come off. Why would she be wearing a blindfold? Well, there's something she doesn't want to see. There's something she doesn't want to acknowledge. Now, I often feel it's something within ourselves. If we go back to the Five of Wands, again, it's two people mirroring each other in ego-type energy. And it does tie you directly into that. Of course, again, it can be another Aquarius, a Leo, Sagittarius. But even with that, so I feel like this is almost like your past, and then the Knight of Pentacles is what's coming in for you. Because ultimately, we end here with an ace. So, aces are really about new beginnings, new opportunities. You do need to reach out and grab these aces. Okay. We have the Hermit. So, beautiful reflection, right? I often feel this is when I'm my most spiritual, or I can really feel my spiritual connection, my spiritual body. We have the King of Pentacles right below that, and this is the card of Virgo. So, we got to tie that in there. But if you look at this Hermit, he's illuminating his next step. And if you look at this particular image, his lantern is illuminating this snake, right? Illuminating the serpent, right? Illuminating it before it can reach out and grab. So you're seeing it before it sees you, type of thing. It's an awareness that you receive. It's a trust within yourself. Sometimes the dark night of the soul is what brings me to the Hermit energy. It's figuring out that you're more than just this human, that you are spirit also. And it's using all elements of yourself. You know, when the hermit emerges from the from the cave, or cage, I guess, he is much wiser, much more secure, a much more understanding of the energy of the world, of the universe, that type of thing. So I don't mind seeing this over the Ace of Swords. I kind of like seeing it there. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles. How beautiful. So we have the Knight of Pentacles up here. We have the Knight of Pentacles down here. So many Pentacles, so much earth in your reading. So we have the Ten of Cups comes over this Three of Cups. You know, I'm feeling this like twofold. In one way, I'm feeling that someone is questioning someone of, you know, can they be who I need them to be in the Ten of Cups, right? Can we have, you know, the desired passion that I'm looking for? The Hermit's looking over that Ten of Cups. So in a way, and by the way, the Knight of Pentacles is coming into that Ten of Cups, even though it's sitting over the Three of Cups. So I feel like some of you, I do feel like you're questioning someone, or you were questioning someone, their integrity, their honesty towards you. This could have been of the past, I have to say that. But I also feel like this is also about the Ten of Cups coming into your world, because the Knight of Pentacles wouldn't bring you, you know, this is a reward for doing the shadow work, let's just say. This is your guardian angel who's carrying this pentacle to you. This is a slow moving energy, but it's an energy that we can trust. And what I mean by that is I can kind of let go of it and let divine handle it from here. So there looks like there's a blessing coming to this home, and the Hermit's on the other side of it. So I feel like with the Hermit on the other side, with his lantern kind of lighting that Ten of Cups, it doesn't feel like there's any shadow there. So I feel like this is an opportunity for some to really celebrate. You know, you have the Four of Cups under that too. So the Four of Cups talks about spiritual discernment, using your spiritual discernment. You gain that in the Hermit energy. Page of Coins could certainly tell us that this has been the path that you're on. This is what you're learning, right? How to use my own spiritual discernment. And again, it's like, boom, a reward. And I feel like, honestly, that's how life works, right? So again, it's a reward. Now, what's the reward coming over the Five of Wands? Ego energy, mirroring energy, resistant energy. You know, it's the energy where if there's two people in this, you know, nobody wants to claim that the other one is right, that type of thing, even if I know that they're right. That type, you know, it's like my ego outweighs everything. So the Knight of Pentacles, slow moving, right? It may be because I really had to have, you know, if I want that Ten of Cups, if I want that, then I have to be good within myself also, right? If I'm over here in the Two of Swords, and listen, I'm not really talking about if this is someone of the past, but I'm talking about if this is the Ten of Cups coming to you now. I feel like the Two of Swords is kind of the energy that you needed to go through, or let me put it in a different way, the energy that you needed to look at. So I love how the Knight of Pentacles is coming towards the Ten of Cups. The Hermit is illuminating this Ten of Cups. Under that we have the Ace of Swords. You know, someone may be, you may have been waiting for someone to come back into your life. They may have been waiting for you to come back into their life. It may have been a slow moving energy. Four of Cups underneath that talks about, again, spiritual discernment, right? But it also talks, you know, it also carries a sense of boredom within my world. I kind of, you know, This person is looking up at the cup that has not quite reached them yet. So I don't know. Maybe some of you are helping to manifest this. Okay, so we have the Tower. And listen, I feel like, yeah, the Tower's here, right? So this tells us that chances are there was some type of split, some type of Tower moment. But I love that it's, well, you may not love it, but the Page of Coins is under that. So this is me looking at that Tower and trying to learn everything I can about it. I feel like Divine has been waiting for us to do this, right? Because the Knight of Pentacles is rising from the ashes, so to speak, of the Tower. And again, the Knight of Pentacles is bringing you a reward, bringing it to the Ten of Cups, or bringing in the Ten of Cups type of thing. At least trying to show you your way, right? But the reflection over the Tower, I feel, and I don't feel this all the time, but I feel it's pretty important here. It's interesting, it's just one person. Normally there's more than one person. And it's kind of like that feeling of someone falling from grace. Yeah, maybe someone felt that way, right? It's like I fell from grace. But nonetheless, all the energy around that Tower is very healing. And I can learn anything I need to learn from that Tower. Why would I want to do that? Because I don't want to repeat it. Especially if I'm considering taking someone of my past back where that Tower happened. We don't want to repeat it, right? Why would we want to? There's no sense of that. We have, look at that, the Ten of Wands. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, guys, I had a little boo-boo there, saying knocked on the door, and instead of pausing it, I hit stop. So, I'm just keeping that part. I'm going to merge them together because I feel like this reading needs to come out the way that it came out. I didn't want to do it over. So, anyway, we have the Ten of Wands that came over the King of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Cups. And we have the Nine of Swords. So, let's look at this for a second. So, the Queen of Cups is looking right at that Nine of Swords. Queen of Cups can be, this can certainly be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. But it also, I feel like because it's coming under so much water, the Three of Cups, the Four of Cups, I feel like this is someone determining whether they want to give their heart to someone, whether they want to be with someone, want to know what's going on with someone. Because, again, the Nine of Swords is where I'm in my head, I'm overthinking. In the Nine of Swords, I am thinking the worst, and I may be, if someone's coming back, or I hate to say someone's coming back into my life, but if someone's meeting me again upon my path, it could certainly throw a little fear my way. You have the Ten of Wands coming over this King, so I'm not sure who's carrying this sense of heavy responsibility within the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands it just feels backbreaking. It's almost like I want the Tower to happen, right? Because I can't handle anymore. Interesting. I'm not sure what to think of this King of Pentacles at this point. I'm wondering, for some of you, look at this with the Page again, the Page of Pentacles again. In now directly connected to this Palace of Wands. I don't know if I also have someone here that may have been connected to someone else, like in a relationship. However, then I came along, or somehow, I get reconnected with someone. Because in a way I feel that, like this, and I'm going to put it on the King of Pentacles back again. But I feel like the King of Pentacles may have been in a situation where it's almost like, I may have loved you, but I have so many responsibilities over here at the same time. It's going to talk about, hence then the Tower. But maybe after a period of time, because I do again feel like I want this Ten of Wands to end, um, but I have to also acknowledge that I feel like I have a heavy sense of responsibility in it, um, but I still want the Tower in a way. I'm going to stay on the second line because I'm going to look at this page a little bit more. So we have the King of Swords that comes back out. So, again, this King surrounding the page's energy. I kind of feel like this page might have been of someone of an earlier time, a younger time, because again, connected to the Tower also. Um, and then who's got the fear about this? I feel like it's you, because the Nine of Swords is coming directly over your energy. Um, and, and I may be looking at this King saying, when are we going to move into when are we going to move into a true relationship type of thing? But nonetheless, I feel like there's energy over here that this King has to end, and it doesn't feel like it's up to us to end it. It's up to them to end it. And I do kind of feel like, like that I love this person, um, that I want this Ten of Cups. I fear it's not going to come to me. Everywhere around it, though, like everywhere your fear is at, you have a guardian angel energy bringing in. It's interesting that there's two Knight of Pentacles here. This could talk about, because I often feel like it's not someone coming back, right? It's us moving forward on the path. And that's what the King of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the Knight of Pentacles is. It meets you on your path. It helps you to expand your current world. It helps you to feel much more secure and solid within your world, whatever that may be. But nonetheless, the Nine of Swords comes between it. So, sometimes I wonder, do I even see the signs that the Knight brings in? This is energy that I can trust. It's almost like it's guaranteed. But then in the same breath, I've got to be ready for it, right? I've got to know if I really want it. I've got to take all the blindfolds off. I've got to see everything for what it is, right? The real truth of the matter. See it through a spiritual lens with the Hermit over that. And then we have the Star, card of Aquarius, directly connected to the King of Swords. Now, it doesn't matter if you're male or female here. The Star is about your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes, and it's coming over this Palace of Wands. So this tells me this is really what I would like. This is the type of energy I'd like to live in, right? I want to be passionate about something, and if it's a person, I want them to be passionate about me. This is definitely a learning experience with the Page of Pentacles here twice. There was definitely elements that needed to be learned and needed to be figured out, especially as it relates to the Five of Wands, again, where it can be mirroring ego energy, which could certainly then throw me into the Nine of Swords, which can be a sense of anxiety over something, and then trying to make a decision out of that. Good luck, right? That's very difficult. And that's where I feel like the blindfold within the Two of Swords and the Five of Wands are connected. And I am feeling it's past energy. So, but nonetheless, the Star is of your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes. And I don't know, it's like your guardian angel saying, I want to answer, I want to answer your call for this, but maybe I'm not seeing it when I'm in the Nine of Swords energy. You know, if I'm in the Nine of Swords energy, here is where I feel like a hangman should come out. To say, take a moment. Reflect upon why I'm in that energy, what causes me. If it's related to the past, then you definitely want to use the Hermit energy, which you already have, right? This is your spiritual self. Um, and, you know, the Ace of Swords is many things, but the one thing for sure is about you living your authentic self, feeling good about your authentic truth. And I don't know, with the Hermit coming over this Ace of Swords, if I'm really looking to see if someone will, is being honest with me or will be honest with me, well, the Hermit's lantern is lit. So, I don't know. I just, like the Nine of Swords, I understand it, but I don't feel like it really fits anymore in your life. Let's keep going. Let's look at this Two of Swords. I think I may come back and clarify a few more cards, but let's look at the Two of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Is this person my destiny? Right? Is this what was meant to be? You know, in one way, here is my destiny, right? Here it is. But it's coming over the Two of Swords. Can I feel it? Do I recognize it? We have Temptation. Beautiful. Card of Sagittarius, by the way. Coming right over the energy of Leo. Temperance is about divine timing. You have a lot of energy here of learning patience. Two Knights, right? Which is all about patience. You know, why does something move so slow? Because I have to learn the art of patience. Why? Because, you know, especially if it's your guardian angel bringing this energy towards the Ten of Cups. You know, this is wanting to live from your highest, right? And divine is saying that's what we want for you too. But to get to that point, the Nine of Swords and the Two of Swords kind of have to go. And I need to move more into the energy of the Hermit. So, Temperance is about divine timing. That also talks about letting go of control. If I'm trying to control this king, to get this king to move sooner, rather than later, I don't know that I have a lot of control over that. I almost feel like, and in a way, I kind of feel like this king is ready to move forward. You know, for whatever reason, I do feel like is somebody who is ready to move forward because we have the wheel right below that. So it's moving them from that Ten of Wands. Well, here is the Ace of Wands over here. And then, hello, we have the Chariot. So I find that kind of beautiful. First of all, card of Cancer. Cancer and Temperance. Or, I'm sorry, Cancer and Sagittarius side by side here. So I know the Chariot is a reward. It is a reward for the hard work that you've put in. What kind of work? Balancing work. Learning to balance your thoughts, your thought process. Learning to balance your shadow with your light. It's not trying to eliminate it, right? Because you can't. It's just there, but I can learn to control it. I can learn to balance it. It may be both. It could be the feminine and the masculine. But the one thing I know also, it's the feminine and the masculine within yourself. So, coming over that Knight of Pentacles, I can't help but keep pinning this back on this King of Pentacles. But he's the one who seems to show. And I don't know, guys, it just feels like, in a way, this person is part of your destiny. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to accept it, right? This Knight could bring in this Pentacle, and you can be like, no, thank you. I think I'm going to try a different path, a different journey. That it will always be up to you. But with the Star here, you know, your natural energy coming over the Palace of Wands with the King opening up this line. I feel like what you're doing is you're learning as much as you can, and maybe it's both of you, because there's some duplicate cards here. So anyways, it's, you know, 2 pages right side by side over the tower and one over the palace. So learning as much as I can in a helpful way, something that'll be help me. I don't know. It's like in a concrete way that I can use in my physical world. You know, it's funny because sometimes, you know, we fantasize about what I'd like to bring into my life, and sometimes I feel like it's almost like that energy sneaks out into the universe hears it, and next thing you know, you have someone from the past knocking on the door, making a phone call, sending a text, that type of thing. Ace of Swords, communication. Um, you may hear that this, well, yeah, I'm sure they'll tell you. For some, I feel like this King of Pentacles is ending a chapter of his or her life, and you know, I want to say it's for you, but it's also for them. It's also for them, and you know, I don't feel it was easy. As even if I don't want to hear that, I don't feel it was easy. Why? Because, you know, especially the King of Pentacles, this is someone who carries a heavy sense of responsibility anyway. But the King of Pentacles is also someone who can see the big picture, and I feel like that's what happened. They see the big picture in their life and make a conscious effort to move beyond. But other than that, there's not much I can do to control that. Um, but with the Chariot here, I don't know. Chariot is moving on from that Nine of Swords energy. We have the Five of Wands again. Interesting. And let's take one over the Ace. You know, if nothing else, this talks about, if this is, look at that. So we have the Three Swords. Okay. So clearly, this is, you know, it's funny because I'm feeling a lot of different things here. I'm definitely feeling energy of the past, and it's kind of laying out to us what happened, right? The Tower shows up. Hearts are broken, no doubt. Ego energy is first and foremost. It's what's most present, at least at the, you know, um, towards the end of, let's just say, a relationship, whatever it was. Um, Tower shows up, right? Then you go on living, your life keeps on moving, you know, ticking and talking. And then I feel like, for some of you, like this king is like reintroduced into your life again. But I feel like the time period in between is where you've had the most growth, probably within yourself and probably them too. But for you, I feel like there has been a lot of growth in between the Tower and what can be, and that is the Ten of Cups. And listen, if nothing else, that's about having a joyful home. That's about feeling love within my four walls, right? It's tenderness, it's laughter, it's unencumbered type of energy. I feel like it's taken a while to get here, but nonetheless, and especially with Temperance here, like kind of divinely guiding this for you. And then boom comes in the Chariot. Over and over again, the energy around the Two of Swords is saying this is something you want to look at because, you know, you have the Wheel of Fortune over that. You have Temperance in your reading. Almost like, what I truly want to try to do is let go of control of, maybe what I want to do is learn to take something day by day by day, right? And not like from the Ace to the 10. If it's meant to move quickly, it'll move quickly. But this Five of Wands repeating itself and then brings out the Three of Swords, but the Ace of Wands is here, so does it feel like a new spark is created, a new period is created? Let's go back and look at a couple things. I'm going to look a little closer at the Ten of Cups with the Knight and the Hermit. Okay, well, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So you certainly, again, what is the Knight of Pentacles bringing in? It's bringing in a pentacle. This is energy we can trust. This is solid energy. This is a blessing. This is something that's coming towards you that gives you a real sense of stability. And then bam, I just wanted to check on that Ten of Cups with the Knight and the Hermit, and here comes the Ace of Pentacles. So something is coming into your physical world, you know, that feels like a blessing. But listen, it could feel like a blessing, and then bam, I start to think about it, and I get anxious. We have the Nine of Wands. You know, Nine of Wands is about your hard work, the hard work that you've put in. It talks about where you put your focus. You know, I often feel in the Nine of Wands past life energy, and I feel like it's talking about, like, if I was a life path 9, I've lived the 1, I've lived the 2, you know, so I've accumulated a lot of wisdom that I can now use upon my path. Where I put my focus is what I will grow. Then we have the Page of Wands. And then we have the Fool. So we're just looking at the Ten of Cups. I know it looks kind of hard to see from the camera. Let me bring that down a little bit. But I want to let it come out the way it wants to. Then we have the Eight of Cups. And then we have the High Priestess. So let's just look at these two cards. The High Priestess, or I'm sorry, the Eight of Cups going into the High Priestess energy. The Eight of Cups, first of all, an 8 talks about a new beginning. Potentially, right? The potential of a new beginning. But what does this new beginning require for me to, let's just say, give myself a better guarantee? It asks me to look within my emotional house, to understand that within my emotional house, probably tied to the Three of Swords energy, right? The Towers, all that, in my emotional house is disheveled, let's just say. This is where I need to look. This is where I need to pay attention. This is where I need to get clarity. And then this is where I need to finally let go of it, right? I'm not carrying it with me. I'm letting it go. And the High Priestess, how beautiful. Because, you know, this is your intuition. This is your higher self. This is, you know, I feel like the connection to all of us. What to do, right? What to do. This is trusting within my intuition. Two of Swords, that's the opposite, right? It's the opposite. And these cards are coming over that. So I know, I feel like the Two of Swords may have been what you come to the reading with or where you were. And this is just showing you after the fact, if I'm able to take that blindfold off, if I'm able to look at everything for what it truly is, and then trust my intuition as it relates to perhaps accepting this pentacle or not. We have the Fool. The Fool, you know, the Fool is someone who usually takes a chance. Not much holds the Fool back. The Fool is the present moment. It says your blessings come to you in the present moment. So it's a state of awareness, right? The Fool was kind of happy-go-lucky, and the Fool is carrying the energy of the Page of Wands. So, you know, this could be like reintroducing the passion again. I mean, this Ace is coming directly to your home. I mean, I don't know if I should have said it that way, but it's directly connected to the Ten of Cups of guardian angel energy. And then what's my guardian angel saying? Wherever I put my focus is what I'm going to grow. So being aware of that, right? Being aware of that. You know, if I'm afraid that the Tower is going to come again, I have to say, I feel like if I stay in the Two of Swords, the Nine of Swords type energy, based off that Three of Swords, you know, I just feel like I just don't know how I can make it work if I'm in all that energy. Now, that's not to say that you caused the tower. Maybe you're a part of it. That Five of Wands keeps coming out, and that means two people. But whatever it is, I feel like, nonetheless, I feel like this is the ability to learn from it, to grow from it. And if this is something, I feel like it's going to be up to you if you want that ace. That Ace of Pentacles. But it's showing. It's showing whether you want it or not. And then I feel like then you make the decision. But I love that the Hermit is over that energy. So it's illuminating that Ace of Pentacles. Is it too good to be true? That type of thing. I start to wonder. Especially if this is a past energy. Someone who has broken my heart. Maybe I've broken their heart. Maybe we broke each other's heart. How can we ever make this work? There's a lot of history of pain, a lot of history of ego. Well, down here, you also have a lot of history of divine. So, can I make this work? I feel like absolutely you can. I do feel like this king had to finish something within their journey, and I definitely feel like they are. Because, listen, they're part of your destiny. It's right here. So, what I want to look at is that Ten of Wands over that king. Well, look at that. We have the King of Pentacles coming over the King of Pentacles. So I wanted to look at this king. How interesting. Is this king showing up new? Like same person, but with a different type energy? Well, let's find out. Let's get a card in between them. Is this king the one who's bringing in this ace? This is some type of change, but also feels like a blessing in your physical world. We have the Empress. Interesting. The Empress is coming over the Queen of Cups, but also collecting that pentacle, and Temperance Divine is touching the Empress's energy. So the Empress is someone who's both nurturing yet strong. How did she become the Empress? How did she learn? The Empress is someone who is very spiritually wise, but also earthly wise, if that's a word. And the only way she could have gotten there is through her experiences, and that means towers, not just with this person, but in life, right? She's not just looking at a relationship. This is in life. This is why you're getting a lot of pentacles, I feel, a lot of earthly energy. So, the Empress is also the mother energy. Maybe you've had a child with this person. I don't know. But I love that the Empress is shown because Temperance is connected to that. So, I just feel like, honestly, what I feel, guys, is I feel like this is a time period where, and I get this a lot, where after the Tower, you've had to experience what you had to experience, they had to experience what they had to experience. It's almost like some of this is pre-planned. And they may have gotten into another relationship, maybe they got married, that type of thing. And I feel like, with the Ten of Wands over that, I don't know that they want to continue with that. And listen, this is not about, I have to say, let me just make it clear. I feel like, if that's the case, if this King Pentacles was in another relationship, I feel by the time you see this reading, chances are they have dissolved that relationship in some way. If they were married, let's say, I don't know that means that they're divorced, but I feel like they're out of that situation because there's movement out of that Ten of Wands, and the movement is towards you. Okay, let's look at I know, I just want to keep going and going. Oh, we have a card down here too. Look at this. We have the Knight of Cups. Wow. Hello. Knight of Cups is about now a cup of love coming in. Something that stirs your emotional soul. I don't know. It's something that the cup of love. Looking right at the Fool, by the way. So I do feel like someone's going to ask for another chance. And honestly, I feel like you have the ability here to really make this great. Again, there will be the highs and the lows, right? But if you work together, like in the Five of Wands, we have the ability to do that. We just kind of refused it, and we just went the other way and went directly into our egos. Sometimes that happens when we're young. I definitely feel maturity on the board, and I definitely feel the period between the Tower, because the Knight of Pentacles is emerging from the ashes, so to speak, and the Knight is a slow-moving Knight, but he's moving right to that Ten of Cups, and then here is the offer of that. So, you know, will you accept it? Here's the Fool, touching that Tower, by the way. But looking at the High Priestess, I just noticed they're looking at each other. So, you know, this is something you have to trust your intuition with. I feel like you want this. Maybe even dreamed about it, that type of thing. And it doesn't mean it was like all I dream about, but you know, when I'm bored or I'm you know, maybe I've had a few, this person comes to my mind, type of thing. And ultimately, we have this Ace of Wands down here, and I feel like it is the spark to restir this relationship. Could this also be a new relationship? It certainly could be. And however, I still feel the same thing as this king down here has some sense of needed to complete something on his own path. And you both could be carrying that Two of Swords. You know what? I could have that Two of Swords. I have that blindfold on. I'm kind of fearful about making a decision here. You both could be carrying that energy. But Divine is over it. Destiny is beside it. The Fool is here. And the rewards are everywhere. And then what are the rewards for? For the Strength card. For understanding that I can overcome these past towers. The best way to overcome them, though, is to understand them, to have understanding over them. Let's not forget, we open with the Ace of Swords. So, I think what I want to do now is I want to read the Mother Mary card and give you a closer look at it. You received this card in answer to your question because Mother Mary sees the need for self-honesty if you are to proceed. What do you have to admit to yourself about your current situation? When you think about it, what feelings arise? Why? It's important to take stock of your emotions and thoughts about anything that confuses or annoys you. Otherwise, you're reacting instead of taking charge. Although the ego is threatened by looking deeper, it's an essential component of healing this situation. This card guides you to take some time to evaluate and understand your feelings. Remember, you are entitled to them, and they are neither right nor wrong. Very often, your feelings are the voices of angels delivering God's guidance to you. Beautiful. So, of course, that makes perfect sense in this reading, right? And that's what the Two of Swords and the Nine of Swords is. It's almost trying to get my own truth from myself, and I just don't know that there's need. I feel like if I'm still in that energy, if I have a high anxiety level, but in the same breath I want this, then I better take it slow. I better take it slow. The opportunity to really learn about these towers, however, is here, especially from a spiritual lens. And then moving out of that energy into the full energy, and the full is trusting their intuition. What do I do? Coming over the star. This is about your hopes, your dreams, and your wishes, right? Divine saying it took time, right? We had to learn patience. Um, Maybe that's what we need in a relationship too, but patience is needed. Patience was needed. But here is the will. So, part of divine. What can, if I'm willing to take on these swords, um, what's the reward for myself, so to speak? Well, you then become the Empress, right? Nurturing, loving, but strong. Period. And I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. Yeah, tell me what you think. I love hearing your comments on here. I know I kept concentrating on this king, but his energy just feels super strong to me. I do feel like the page is talking about of an earlier time. And it's funny because there's a lot of spiritual energy on the board that's really directing the time, so to speak. So in a way, it's like, boy, I wish I knew that I could just let go of control. But here it is, right? Rewards for your own shadow work. You receive these rewards now, or blessings, whatever you want to call them. Remember your ability to manifest from, clarity, and then you bring in your true desires. So you let me know um, what you think. But this Ace of Wands down here, I don't know. I feel like it's a spark. It's a spark. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. Um, as always, thank you so much for everything, for your donations, which allows me to run ad-free videos, which is the way I prefer it. Um, and and other things. Thank you for your comments, your likes, your shares, your subscribes, all of it. Welcome anyone who's new. I'm so happy you found us. And as always, thank you for those who have been with me. Some of you since the beginning, since when I started. You probably, I know there's been a ton of growth within myself when it comes to reading tarot, or at least let's just say my confidence level in what it is I'm receiving. Now I trust it 100%. Back then, I may have questioned it here and there, not anymore. Um, so I just want to thank you. I love you guys. Yeah, I'm curious to hear your comments on this one. We get a lot of energy of people, re-entering in our life, or we're re-entering their life. Um, why? Well, because a lot of times that's what our energy is, that's what we're thinking about. It's what's in our heart. It's the energy that's generated from us, and the universe in some way is trying to answer it back. I love that you have the Ten of Cups here. I feel this is I feel protection here. I really do. I feel like it's protected. Um, So I hope this is talking about a period that's coming up where you can just really start to enjoy your life, enjoy your home, enjoy your family, laugh, sing, play, all of that. I just think there's someone else now that's going to be part of that. So the Ace of Swords, this could talk about communication coming in. It can be through, the written word, text, um, social media. I mean, there's a million ways now, right? Before it had to be a letter or you picked up the phone. But anyway, so I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. I'll see you in the readings. Bye-bye.